Greetings, I'm Dr. Sean Reed, author of the Dating Toolbox, available on Amazon.com. So today I would like to talk about the fact that you must always be willing to walk away. In a relationship, you must always be willing to walk away if you're not getting what you want and what you need out of a relationship. This is absolute critical bottom line to success in a relationship. If you are always willing to walk away, you will never be on the business side of a dump or of divorce. Okay, you will always keep her interest level a little bit higher than yours, and it doesn't matter where in a relationship, at what point, whether you just met the gal and you're talking to her, or you've been married for 18 years. You must always be willing to walk away. The ability to walk away gives you power in the relationship. It gives you strength. It shows an element of fearlessness. It shows confidence. It shows a mindset of abundance, a lack of neediness. And again, guys, that's one of the core elements of my system, is that we are constantly talking to women. We are getting better with women. We are good with women. Even if we're in a long-term committed relationship, we're no longer opening women. We're no longer getting phone numbers. We maintain the mindset that if necessary, we can do that. So let me give you some examples. By the end of this video, you will see plenty of examples of how and why you must always be willing to walk. Okay, the first one is, when you meet a gal, you go to talk to her. If she does not want to talk with you, you do not continue pestering her to start that conversation. You walk away next. Because as I've said so many times, that next woman is going to want to talk to you. That next one will want to talk to you. As you open more and more women, as you get better, as you go through we talk about you've got to get those first 20 opens in before you really start to get successful at this. As you develop the skill, it will become effortless for you to continuously open women and continuously start conversations, get phone numbers, and get dates. That's something we have to become good at, and that's something you will become good at if you practice. So we must always have that mindset. If she doesn't want to be with me, someone else will, okay? And that's always been my mantra, and that really is the bottom line secret to a successful relationship. So if she doesn't want to start a conversation with you, next. Let's say you get in a situation where you're having a nice conversation with a woman, you open her, things are going great, you go to get that phone number, she says, no, I have a boyfriend. No problem. You must be willing to walk away. You just started a conversation with her. That means the next gal may not have a boyfriend, or the next one after that. You're going to eventually get to a gal who's going to talk to you and give you her phone number. So if a woman doesn't give you her phone number, it's no big deal. As a matter of fact, it's a success because you were able to start a conversation with her. Look at it as that success and move on. Always be willing to walk away. So you've got a gal's phone number. You call her up to make a date. Always, guys, we do action dates, short dates, the mall, miniature golfing. We go for coffee. We go for drinks. We don't do long dinners that put us in a dangerous situation and also that are expensive. When you go to an expensive dinner, that the message that sends to a woman is, your value is higher than mine, therefore I have to pay to be with you. That's a bad way to start a relationship. So if a woman, you get her number, you call her up, and she starts negotiating that date, saying, no, I don't want to go miniature golfing, I don't want to go to the mall, I don't want to meet for drinks, I don't want to meet for coffee, I want to go to an expensive dinner. Get rid of her. Right then you say, well, thank you very much. Hang up I'll call you some other time. Hang up the phone and call her never. Tear up that number, okay? She's gonna be problems down the road. Women who demand expensive first dates are essentially committing prostitution. You don't want that kind of woman in your life. Okay, so let's say you've been dating a gal and you've been dating her for several months and the dating has been going great and she's part of your rotation. Then at some point you decide to she starts pushing for commitment. Right? She starts pushing for commitment. You've had nothing but good dates. You've been dating her. You've been seeing her once a week. You've been seeing her for 8-9 weeks now, and the day and things are going really, really well. You decide, she pushes for commitment. You decide to give her commitment. Okay, the process doesn't end there. You are now dating this one woman seriously. You're in a monogamous relationship. We're no longer hustling for phone numbers, but still, you always must be willing to walk. I talk about the fact that one of the first women I was serious with after my divorce, she was a great gal, OBGYN. However, I didn't have my system fully developed, and I asked her to marry me at 8 months. Now, she said yes, but that's not the way it should happen, guys. It's always the women that make that decision. So we never get engaged with a woman unless she is bugging us for it. Okay, and I know guys, a lot of guys here are opposed to marriage. Marriage can be good if you do it right. The woman has to come up with an idea. The woman has to start pushing for it. And then finally you concede and you're like, all right, I'll marry you. That's the only way it's going to be successful. I made the mistake of proposing to this gal at 8 months. She said yes. But then I didn't meet her parents and the engagement date was never set. So I had to walk away. I finally realized it, and this was as I was developing my system, I finally realized that I had made a mistake and I had to walk away from that relationship. So I did. She threw the ring at me and hit me in the head with the ring when I broke it off with her. And then when I saw her, when my mom died, by then I had already met Christine, who is my wife, and Christine was pregnant. We were getting married about a month from that. She begged me to marry her. I had walked away, which demonstrated all the things I talk about. And because I did that, she was begging me to marry her, but by then it was too late. And I've talked to her since. Nice gal, she's a very successful OBGYN. She actually had 2 kids, and so I wish her all the best. But I made a mistake in the relationship. And then let me mention that all the problems I've ever had in relationships were because of mistakes I made. Okay, you learn that if you don't make mistakes, no woman will break up with you, assuming you got a high quality, sane woman. Again, half my process is about selecting that high quality, sane woman, and the other half is about maintaining a relationship. If you do all these things right, you will never have any problems. So even 18 years in a marriage, you must still be willing to walk away. I want to talk a little bit about sex. A lot of guys complain that they are in sexless marriages. I'm sorry, guys, but if your wife won't have sex with you, you must walk away or be ready to walk away. Either you're going to leave the relationship or she's going to change her attitude real fast. Okay? If my wife knows that if we go more than a few weeks without sex, there are going to be problems. And we've had a situation, she's gone through menopause where it's painful for her to have sex. But I told her, I understand, I'm sympathetic with you. I understand that you're going through menopause is painful, but we still cannot have the sex of marriage. So there are solutions. I convinced her. She went on a low-dose testosterone replacement, which interestingly that's how you fix women's, I'm going to be vulgar here, that's how you fix their pussy if they're going through menopause. Low-dosage testosterone fix the vaginal problems and also kicks her sex drive. So that fixed us. And then lately she got a urinary infection. So, because of that, sex is painful for her, but you better get that fixed. She knows we still, and again, I'm probably getting in the realm of too much information here. She knows that we better still have sex better. So she gives me oral sex, and it's damn good oral sex because she's having problems down there. Okay, guys, so you got to send that message. I see these guys stuck in these sexless marriages. You got to be willing to walk. Okay? It's not a threat, guys. Here's the key to this. You're not threatening to leave. You have made up your mind that you will leave. In your mind, you have already decided that if your wife denies you sex, you are going to leave her. Trust me, guys. That will strengthen you. That will make either the marriage will end or she's going to come around. It's amazing how suddenly these women that didn't want sex now want sex with a man because he's willing to walk. She'll respect you And if her interest level hasn't sunk down low, I get a lot of guys, their interest level is in the low 50s. It's still salvageable. So if you are willing to walk away from that marriage, right? You file separation papers, which are easy to file. Her attitude will change dramatically almost every time. I've got a situation with my wife. It's kind of been a constant point. I like to go out on date night. If I had it my way, I'd go out every weekend. I understand my wife has a very demanding job. She can't go out on a weekend, but we had better go out twice a month or there are going to be problems. Lately, my son has been wrestling since last year. He's a pretty good wrestler, so we go out to his wrestling tournaments. We had a free weekend this last weekend, and there was a club opening. And I got my brand new Cayman boots I wanted to wear. So I told her, hey, let's go out to this club. And she's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? And she said, I'm going to Round Rock. I'm like, what? What are you doing in Round Rock? I'm going on a vacation. A vacation you didn't invite me on? So she did that. I immediately cut things off, and I didn't call her. I didn't text her. I didn't talk to her. Now, one of two things are going to happen. Either she's going to continue that behavior and our marriage will be over even after 18 years, or she's going to change her behavior. Sure enough, I ignored her all Saturday. I steeled my mind that if she kept doing this, there were going to be problems, and I started to lower my interest. Sure enough, Sunday she comes in. I'm sorry, baby. Let's go out next weekend. So she changed her behavior, all because she knew at the bottom line, I'm willing to walk even after 18 years of marriage. So you guys, you have to have this mindset. You have to always be willing to walk away, and that'll give you power in a relationship, and it will also keep a woman very interested in you. Okay, guys, so if you like what you saw and heard today, please hit that like and subscribe button. I want to build a community here of men learning how, getting better at keeping women in love with you, strengthening relationships. If you have any questions, please write them down below. Again, please check out my book. It's available on Amazon.com. There's a link to it down below. It's only $13. It'll change your dating life, and happy dating.